Success is often misunderstood as a sudden breakthrough, a moment of inspiration, or a stroke of luck. Yet, the truth is far less glamorous and far more practical. Success is built daily, not in a day. Motivation may spark the beginning of a journey, but it is discipline and consistency that carry it forward. Think of a builder constructing a house. He doesn't lay all the bricks in one afternoon. Instead, he places them carefully, one by one, day after day, until the structure stands tall. In the same way, our lives are shaped by the small, repeated actions we take. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for the weather to be perfect before planting seeds. Discipline, however, is the act of planting regardless of the conditions, trusting that growth will come. This mindset shift, from chasing motivation to embracing discipline, is the foundation of lasting success. Motivation is fleeting. It comes in bursts, often triggered by emotions, external events, or sudden inspiration. But just as quickly as it arrives, it fades. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady and reliable. It is the system that ensures progress even when motivation disappears. Imagine a student preparing for exams. If he studies only when he feels motivated, his preparation will be inconsistent, leaving gaps in knowledge. But if he commits to studying daily, even for a short time, he builds a rhythm that strengthens his understanding. Discipline is not glamorous. It is often repetitive and unexciting. Yet, it is precisely this repetition that creates mastery. The athlete who trains daily, the entrepreneur who works on their business consistently, and the learner who studies every day all share one truth: discipline beats motivation. Success is not about how inspired you feel today, but about what you do every day, regardless of how you feel. Habits are the invisible architecture of our lives. Every action we repeat daily becomes a brick in the foundation of who we are becoming. Discipline is the force that lays those bricks consistently, even when motivation is absent. Neuroscience shows that repeated actions strengthen neural pathways, making behaviors automatic over time. This is why brushing your teeth or tying your shoes requires no thought. They are ingrained habits. Success works the same way. When you commit to small, disciplined actions, they eventually become effortless routines that shape your identity. A person who writes every day becomes a writer. A person who trains daily becomes an athlete. A person who studies consistently becomes knowledgeable. Discipline transforms effort into identity, and identity fuels freedom. You no longer struggle to find motivation because your habits carry you forward. This is the essence of building success daily, not in a day. Discipline rewires your brain to make success inevitable. Examples of discipline's power are everywhere. Consider fitness. The person who exercises for 20 minutes daily will achieve far more than the one who trains intensely once a month. In business, the entrepreneur who works consistently on small improvements will outlast the one who waits for inspiration to strike. In academics, the student who studies a little each day will outperform the one who crams at the last minute. These examples prove that discipline compounds results. Just like compound interest grows wealth, daily effort grows success. Each small action may seem insignificant in the moment, but over weeks, months, and years, the accumulation is extraordinary. Discipline is the quiet force behind every great achievement. It is not dramatic or flashy, but it is relentless. Success is not about one big day of effort. It is about thousands of small days of discipline. This truth points directly to the title. Freedom and success are created by daily effort, not by waiting for a single breakthrough moment. One of the most powerful tools of discipline is what I call the minimum standard rule. This principle is simple. Commit to doing at least a small version of your habit every single day, no matter what. If your goal is fitness, it might mean doing 10 push ups, even when you don't feel like exercising. If your goal is writing, it might mean jotting down one paragraph, even when inspiration is absent. The minimum standard rule removes the excuse of, I don't feel motivated today, because the bar is set low enough to be achievable, yet high enough to keep momentum alive. Over time, these minimum standards accumulate into massive progress. The beauty of this rule is that it builds resilience. You prove to yourself that you can act even when conditions aren't perfect. That proof strengthens your identity, and identity fuels freedom. Discipline, through minimum standards, ensures that success is built daily, not in a day. Tracking progress is another cornerstone of discipline. Human beings thrive on feedback, and seeing evidence of our effort reinforces our commitment. A calendar filled with check marks, a journal with daily entries, or an app that logs your habits becomes a mirror reflecting your consistency. Each mark is a reminder that you are building success brick by brick. Tracking also transforms discipline from something abstract into something visible. It allows you to measure growth, celebrate milestones, and adjust when necessary. More importantly, it keeps you honest. Without tracking, it's easy to overestimate your effort or underestimate your gaps. With tracking, discipline becomes tangible and freedom becomes measurable. The act of recording your progress is itself a discipline, and it ensures that your daily effort is not forgotten but honored. Success is not about one grand achievement, it is about the accumulation of small, tracked victories that prove discipline creates freedom. Another essential aspect of discipline is learning to remove friction. Friction is anything that makes it harder to act. Distractions, unnecessary steps, or obstacles that slow you down. For example, if your goal is to exercise daily, leaving your workout clothes buried in a drawer adds friction. But if you place them where you can see them, you reduce resistance and make action easier. Likewise, if your goal is to study, keeping your phone nearby creates friction through constant notifications. Removing that friction by silencing or moving your phone allows discipline to flow naturally. Discipline thrives when the path to action is clear and simple. By designing your environment to support your habits, you make discipline easier to maintain. This is how freedom is created, when your daily effort is no longer a battle against obstacles, but a smooth routine that builds success step by step. Success is not about willpower alone, it is about removing friction so discipline can carry you forward every day. Resilience is the backbone of discipline. No matter how carefully you plan, setbacks will come, missed days, failures, or unexpected challenges. Motivation often crumbles in these moments because it depends on feelings. Discipline, however, endures because it depends on commitment. Resilience means showing up again after you fall, recommitting even when progress feels slow. Think of a runner who stumbles during a race. Motivation might tell him to quit, but discipline pushes him to get back up and keep moving. This resilience is what transforms daily effort into lasting success. Freedom is not the absence of struggle, it is the ability to continue despite struggle. Discipline creates that freedom by teaching you to act consistently, regardless of circumstances. Every time you bounce back, you strengthen your identity as someone who does not quit. This resilience ensures that success is built daily, not in a day, and that freedom is earned through persistence. Stories are the most powerful proof of discipline's role in success. Consider the journey of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His invention of the light bulb was not the result of one inspired day, but of thousands of disciplined experiments. Each attempt was a daily effort, a brick laid toward eventual success. Or think of athletes like Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team but used discipline to practice relentlessly until he became one of the greatest players in history. These examples remind us that discipline is not glamorous in the moment. It is often repetitive, exhausting, and unnoticed. Yet, it is precisely this daily grind that builds freedom. Edison's discipline gave the world light. Jordan's discipline gave him mastery. Success is built daily, not in a day, and these stories prove that freedom is earned through consistent effort, not sudden luck. In conclusion, discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Motivation may start the journey, but discipline ensures you arrive at the destination. Every small action, every repeated effort, every day of consistency builds toward freedom. Success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It is about creating progress in imperfect moments. Discipline creates freedom because it liberates you from the unpredictability of motivation. It gives you control over your future, one day at a time. Remember, success is built daily, not in a day. If you want to transform your life, commit to discipline. Start small, track your progress, remove friction, and build resilience. Over time, these daily efforts will compound into extraordinary results. And as you walk this path, don't forget to share the journey. Subscribe, comment, and join this community of disciplined dreamers. Together, we prove that freedom and success are not accidents. They are the result of daily discipline.